Good morning, everyone. How are you? Happy Easter. I wanted to talk to you today about eggs. I've got a basket of eggs over here. But before I talk to you about the eggs, I wanted to tell you a story about this lady called Mary. You know Mary? She was Jesus' mom. Well, Mary was very sad. And the reason she was sad because she was Jesus' mom. And Jesus died on the cross. And she didn't understand why they killed her son. He didn't do anything wrong. He just said he was the Son of God. He did all these wonderful things. He healed people. He healed their hearts. He healed their bodies. He was just this wonderful, wonderful guy. And she couldn't understand, well, why they killed him. So when he died, he was on the cross. And when they took him down, this wonderful guy named Joseph took his body and wrapped it in cloth and put him in a tomb. Now, a tomb is like a big cave with a giant stone in front of it that's like a door. And when they went to see Jesus' body 3 days after he died, they got there and they saw these two guys. But these were not ordinary guys. These guys glowed. They were like lit up. And they said, "Why are you looking for the living among the dead? He is not here. He is in heaven." And they didn't really believe him at first. But the point of my story is that Jesus was no longer in the tomb. So, if you look at my egg, there's something on it. It's a cross. Jesus died on a cross, right? So I keep this egg, and there's nothing inside of it. There's no jelly beans, there's no M&Ms, there's no stickers, there's nothing in there. Look. See? And there's a reason that I keep this egg empty. The reason I keep this egg empty is I want to remember that Jesus died for us, and when they went to find his body, he wasn't in there. He went to heaven. And the reason he did that is so that when we die, we can go to heaven too. So, that's what I wanted you to remember today. As you're looking through your eggs, I bet some of them will have jelly beans or M&Ms or whatever your favorite candy is. But keep one, and you could color on it. I colored on mine with Sharpies. It worked pretty good. So I'm going to keep this one special egg at my house. We're never going to fill it up with candy, so we can always, always, always remember that Jesus died for us. Now, something else that I haven't been able to do for a while, because I haven't seen you, because I've missed you and we've missed each other, is I haven't been able to read to you. So I thought I would read you a story today about something very special. This is called The Parable of the Lily, okay? Because sometimes if you're at church on Easter, you'll see lilies all over the church, okay? So, it's about this little girl. It was a wintry day on the farm, and the young daughter shuffled through the snow and headed for the mailbox at the end of the lane. Brrr, it was cold, very cold out. Kind of cold out today, right? She peered inside the mailbox and found a small white envelope. Surprise! It was addressed to her. It said, "Dear Maggie, I'm sending a very special gift for you. Look for it soon." She loved presents, especially surprise presents. She wondered what it would be and who it was from. The farmer's daughter waited and waited. Some days she waited patiently and some days not so patiently. Then one very ordinary day, a box showed up on her porch. The gift had arrived. The farmer watched his daughter open the gift to see what she thought of it. But Maggie didn't say a word. She just stared at the small wooden crate full of dirt. Dirt was not what Maggie had hoped for. Poking out of the dirt was a small piece of paper, and it said, "Hide in a cool, dark place, water as needed. When spring comes, spring into the light. She knew it must be a growing thing, like a bulb that would someday bloom into a plant. Oh dear. Her long-awaited gift. It wasn't a toy or a doll or a game. The farmer could see that his daughter was disappointed, and his heart grew sad because the gift was from him. With a sigh, Maggie carried the wooden box down the steps into the darkest corners of the cellar and put it on a shelf. Sometimes she remembered to water it, but most of the time she didn't. She just forgot it. The farmer did not forget. He waited and he watched. Spring came at last. The air was warmer and the skies were the same color as a robin's egg, blue. What a welcome sight the sun was. It was time for the farmer to hoe his garden, so he got his soil ready for the seeds that were filling his pockets. Maggie wanted to help, so she marched down the steps in her own to get her Maggie-sized gardening tools, and that's when it happened. Searching for her toolbox in the darkest corner of the cellar, she knocked the crate of dirt off the shelf. Crash! The crate splintered into pieces. Soil was everywhere, and the flower bulb rolled to her feet, showing no signs of life. What a mess. Maggie was mad at the box, and even madder at herself. She swept up the dirt and threw away the broken box, grumbling under her breath. And that ugly old flower bulb, she tossed it out the cellar door, never to think of it again, until Maggie woke up earlier than usual on Easter morning. A warm breeze blew through her window, and she could hear the chirping birds. She was still dressed in her nightgown. She tiptoed out into the garden. She was hoping to find some daffodils and tulips to decorate the table for Easter breakfast. That is when she saw it. The loveliest lily that God ever made was blooming on the edge of her father's flower garden. Its white petals unfolded like a trumpet. Its leaves were green with new life. Its scent was as fragrant as the most expensive perfume. Maggie knew all at once what had happened. She didn't know whether to laugh or to cry or to shout, so she did all three. "Wake up, everybody! Wake up, come see! The gift is alive!" Her family hurried out of the garden, to the garden, and they couldn't believe their eyes. So much beauty from an ugly box of dirt. Maggie noticed the farmer standing in the doorway, quietly watching. His smile gave away his secret. "Father, it was you who gave me the lily." She squealed with delight. Suddenly her little girl's smile began to fade. Oh dear, she had thrown away her father's gift without so much as a thank you. She probably hurt his feelings. "I'm sorry, Daddy," she said. She put her little arms around his big waist. "Will you forgive me?" "Oh, my child," the father whispered, hugging her tight. That's what Easter is all about. So, there's a scripture, and it says, "This is how God showed his love to us. He sent his only son into the world to give us life through him." And that's exactly what Jesus did. I wanted to wish you a wonderful Easter and enjoy the day with your family. And if it's nice, get outside and run around. And if you want to, if you color an egg and put a cross on it, you could send me a picture. You can either click on the Facebook message me button, or you could send it to my email. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Everybody have a wonderful Easter. Bye.